Do you guys remember this lady from Insidious? What if I were to tell you that not only is she real, but I've seen her? Story time. I have shared this a while back when I had like 2 followers, so I figured I would go ahead and reshare the story. I used to work at the hospital night shift in the trauma center. On this night, I happened to be in the front when this guy, his mom, and another lady came up to the front. Mind you, when you work night shift in the ER, you always have different types of people coming in. So her being dressed in this way didn't really cause any alarm. I just figured that whatever, that was just her taste. So the guy walks up to the counter wanting to be checked in, and his mom and the lady sit in the chair sort of right across from me. He was coming in for something minor, like a stomach ache, I don't even remember. But as I checked him in, I went to hand him 2 visitor passes. So I'm like, these are for the 2 ladies that you came in with. The minute I said this, his face completely changed and he got really serious. And he goes, what 2 ladies? I look behind him and I no longer see the other lady. I don't see her anymore. I only see his mom sitting there. So I respond with, oh, I could have sworn you came in with 2 people. He was like, no, it's just my mom and I. So I respond with, oh, okay, I must just be seeing things. And he responds back, like he kind of snaps back at me like, yeah, you clearly are just seeing things. And I'm just like, okay. So I kind of just told him to sit down. After he went back with his mom, mind you, as he's walking past me, I feel chills as his mom is also walking past me. They go to the back and get taken care of. A little bit later, one of my coworkers, the girl that was in the back, not registering them in the back, she comes up to me and she's like, oh, I have like the worst chills. I have like this horrible feeling. She was like, I checked in. She mentions that same patient. I checked him in with his mom, and the whole time I was in the room, I had chills and something just felt extremely off about them. And then of course tell her what I saw. Her and I were close enough where I could share that stuff with her and she wouldn't think I was crazy. So yeah, that was one of the first times that I realized that people can have attachments and they'll have things that literally are attached to them and that walk with them every single day. This lady was with this lady and they were literally locked arms when they walked in, but it was just his mom there.
Take a look at this news reporter caught shapeshifting on camera.
We talk about the mother's arrest, but the mother says that her 16-year-old daughter, the victim in this case, was also arrested here back on September 18th. Now, keep in mind, this is the family story, their account of what they see happened here on campus earlier this month. Unfortunately, we weren't able to reach the school district for comment, but keep in mind, a mother and daughter back.
Bro, he clearly started turning into a lizard, and then the cameraman saw and shifted the angle. Make sure you check out my latest video if you want more proof that lizard people are real.
Wow. This is one of the spookiest clips you'll ever see. This footage comes to us from a motorist who was driving along a highway one evening when something unexpected happened. And he caught the event on his dash cam. Take a look. A figure comes out of nowhere and passes straight through the car. The driver said he pulled off the road, got out of his vehicle to see what had happened, but the front of his car had been untouched. It seems whatever it was passed straight through the car and then disappeared into the night. Many believe this was a ghost sighting. Other drivers have reported seeing a figure roaming that same road late at night but can never find the individual. Is this the ghost of someone who passed away on this stretch of highway? Who or what do you think it is?
So this is not my personal story. I actually found this online and really liked it. I did have something sort of similar happen to me when I was in high school. The house that I grew up in was extremely haunted. I remember sitting in math class texting one of my friends about it, and I was telling her about everything that was going on at home and just all the craziness. My mom's friend had given me this prayer. She said it was passed down from generation to generation. She told me to pray it anytime I felt any type of presence around me, that it would protect me. Mind you, no one else had knowledge of this prayer but me and like my mom's friend. It's not something that you can like look up online. It was like a very personal, like family passed down type of prayer. So as I'm sitting in math class texting my friend back and forth about what's going on in my house, she completely goes pale and then turns around and looks at me and says, "Why did you send me that?" Me confused, I'm like, "What do you mean? What did I send you? I'm just talking about what's going on in my house." She shows me her phone and it's that prayer. Mind you, the prayer was in Spanish. It has all these like different type of like lingo type of thing. It was sent to her like perfectly, but it was almost like in a mocking, like laughing way, like, haha, you think this prayer is gonna do anything? I showed her my phone and I'm like, I did not send you that prayer. There's no way for me to have sent you that prayer. I didn't even have a copy of that prayer on my phone. Like, the lady literally gave it to me in a piece of paper. Like, there's no way this prayer could have accidentally been sent to her. So yeah, that really creeped me out. That house was really creepy. I'm thankful we don't live in that house anymore. But yes, spirits and D words can control phones. They have the ability to send messages. They have the abilities to call. A lot of times I've always been told that if someone calls you and you don't recognize a number, don't answer, because it could be a D word.
So everyone has been talking about this missing submarine from the Titanic, right? Nobody is talking about this Greek boat that went missing at the exact same time, that was carrying over 800 passengers and has completely vanished from the Mediterranean Sea. So it was carrying like between 700 and 800 migrants from Libya, I'm pretty sure, into Greece. It was way like, if you see the pictures of the ship, it is so small. There's no way that 700 people should have been on it. It was way over capacity. But there were reports that the ship had sent out like SOS signals and the Greek National Guard just completely ignored it for hours. Like, that they knew about the ship being in distress for hours and just ignored it. What the current state of this is, the boat is completely gone. Nobody knows. They found 100 survivors. They found 76 people that were no longer alive. And there's over 600 people that are completely missing. They have no idea where they went. So there's theories that the Greek government knew about this, but because it was immigrants, it wasn't important. Like, they were sending SOS signals for hours. For 10 years, she was gone. But the craziest part about it, she was literally less than 5 minutes away from her house the entire time. It's crazy because her mom ended up going on Oprah and Montel Williams to try to get attention for her daughter's disappearance. On Montel, Sylvia Brown, who we've talked about on here before, told her, "Your daughter is dead and she's in water." And so her mom believed that, gave up on the search. She eventually died, so her mom never knew that she made it out. Ariel Castro ended up pleading guilty to 937 counts of SA, kidnapping, and aggravated murder as part of his plea bargain. And he was sentenced to life in prison plus 1,000 years without the possibility of parole. Her mom knew this guy. Ariel even showed up to a search party to help look for Amanda. It's one of the craziest stories I have ever heard in my whole life. Make sure to smash that like button. Comment down below what you guys want to see us talk about next week. We appreciate you guys so much. Mwah.
Scariest conspiracy theories in the world that will seriously change your life. Welcome back, guys, and I'm sure you know by now, in this series we're going through the world's scariest conspiracy theories. So, let's go. Now, this is mad, and especially with the advancement in AI and robotics today, this is just mad. So we know that technology is extremely advanced now. I mean, you can do basically anything. Now, robots, actual physical robots, of course, get tested. And it's like these things that say, "I'm not a robot," yeah? To prove you're not a robot. Well, there's no way we could actually prove that robots aren't extremely advanced, even more than us. Because if these robotics were actually extremely clever, they would be able to simply act dumb and get past any barrier that was in the way. For instance, robotics would easily be able to get through this sort of thing. And when it comes to the day and age where we've actually got physical humanoid robots, what's saying they're not going to be as advanced as us, if not more? Because they could just fake it and act dumb. Nah. See you in the next one. It's going to get crazier.
Normal looking photos that have a disturbing backstory. This is former NBA player Mark Jackson's basketball card. In the background are the Menendez brothers. They're sitting courtside shortly after killing their parents and just before getting arrested. The 17-year-old who took this photo told his family members that he planned to hike the stairway to heaven. He texted multiple pictures before his disappearance, and shortly after, the family noticed a man in this photo. While this photo may seem like an ordinary picture of footprints in the sand, they actually belong to a 4-year-old little girl who shortly after this photo was taken, drowned in the ocean. The two brothers in this photo are at Sequoia National Park. This photo was taken moments before they were both struck by lightning, and both shockingly survived. There was a tradition in Victorian England to take photos of dead people, often dressed in their best clothes, and pose as if they were taking a family portrait. If you look at this photo for long enough, you'll notice something is a little off about one of the children. The man who took this photo of his wife scuba diving off the Australian coast also managed to take a photo of Tina Watson, who was drowned by her husband that day in 2003.
Was lost in highs, pushing you aside. I couldn't let you back in. But now I'm ready to fix all those careless slips. Wishing we could start rebuilding. Don't wanna